I thought defensively we just didn't play with the toughness that you have to play with in this environment. So hopefully we can learn from it because we'll have more environments like this because they've earned those.
And obviously the third straight game with a big first half deficit. Uh, did you still feel like you were going to come back tonight?
You know, the other team was playing really well offensively, so I was more concerned that our defense wasn't so good. First two games that we were behind, the first couple games our defense was okay. Um, so, I never, and this isn't just coach talk, I never feel like we're out of it with this group. I just don't. I think they're willing to adjust, they play hard. They've got a lot of spurtability as a group, but it just, it was their night and definitely not ours, and that's a bad combination.
You ever had an opponent shoot that well from three-point range for a sustained period?
Well, I mean, they were 70% until the last 4 minutes of the game, but we were 50% as well. So they shot really well. We didn't guard the arc. We didn't guard the paint. We didn't guard penetration. We didn't guard connected. We just were uncharacteristically not good on that end.
How much has the long road trip kind of taken its own on your team? Obviously, Portland, and then coming straight out here to Indiana. It's been a long time, I guess, since you've been back home.
Yeah. Well, it certainly was it's also the last day of class, and they've got a lot going on, but so maybe that factored in. But we had the same issue when we played the very last game of the NCAA first and second round. We played Arizona, and had to come 3,000 miles and play, 70 hours later at South Carolina. So we've had it before. You'll have to ask them. I would hope that they're not pointing outward on that, and they're pointing instead that they individually. I thought Toddy had a really a great game with a lot of coaches in the room, and I thought she played really well. But outside of that, we just didn't do enough as a group.
I guess when it comes to the defense, was it more alarming about the inability to get some inside pressure, or just the open looks they're getting from the arc?
All of it. I mean, we were late. We didn't jump to the ball well, which is, I know it's kind of coach speak, but which means we were trailing on low post entry. We didn't guard switches at all very well. We didn't guard the ball screen well. When we look back through it, there wasn't any aspect of our defensive connectedness that caused a problem for them. And so it was like they were able to pick us apart with ball screens, without ball screens, all of it. We weren't good enough at any of those areas.
When you talk about the low post defense, it seemed like you were really trying to play Holmes physically and try to deny the entry pass at times. I guess just what was your game plan against her, and what was she doing to kind of work around that?
What I was hoping we would do is make touches more difficult. I don't think we did that. I don't think we made them difficult at all. And so we then we played behind, and we just sort of, we're playing 1v1 in the defense, and we don't have the strength and length to handle. She's a senior. She's had a lot of experience. She's for in this league for a long time. We were late on some digs that we wanted to make. We really weren't. I'm going to say the environment. I give a lot of credit to Indiana. They had a great crowd, and I think our guys were unable. I don't know if they couldn't hear, if they couldn't talk. I don't know. I have to ask them, but not a very connected effort.
The freshman Garzone, I'm wondering what you saw from her on film coming into this game, what you saw from her tonight, and I guess what's impressed you the most about her.
What's impressed me the most about Indiana as a whole is that's what you saw tonight is what I've seen on film. With the exception of whatever happened in Vegas, but it's a team that can spread you out. They've got one of the better centers in the game on their team. They cut with incredible pace. They trust each other. There's no one guy that's trying to run that show. And so I think Berger has been a champion of that, is helping the team. And so I'm not surprised that when she's out, they would move the ball as well as they do. But that's a really good basketball team with very good players. But Garzone plays within the system in that way. She can hurt you in 3 levels, but she also moves the ball really well.
Could this be a good loss as far as teaching? Because there were flaws in Portland that you really didn't get burned on, and then finally today,
I thought we played much better in Portland, actually. We didn't shoot well. I liked our shots a lot in Portland, so I thought these were 2 really different, I think we're a team that can win. They can learn through winning. I'm not the kind of coach that thinks you have to lose to win. The film doesn't lie, and we do a lot of film in this program. So there was no element of them that was overconfident. I think they had great respect for what Indiana does, and it being a true road game, there's a lot of respect there. So I don't think it was that. It wasn't a flat effort. It wasn't. It really was. I think the environment disrupted them a little bit, but we didn't play well on either end tonight.
Was there anything particular they were doing defensively against Alyssa? She had a tough shooting.
She did have a tough night. They were physical. I think a lot of our guys took contested shots, right? And I don't think we need to take contested shots in the first 10 seconds of the shot clock as much as we did. So I don't think we made them guard. They had 3 of their starters with 2 fouls at halftime, and we weren't able to take advantage advantage of that at all, you know. So I thought we took too many contested shots, her included.
All right, want to get players in?
Thank you.
Thanks,
Yeah, of
Coach.
course. Happy to help.
Well,
All right,
you guys
thanks,
can both go at once. I'm going to just see if I can make this be not looking at Shelby as much as we enjoy
I'll wait here for you.
seeing Shelby. It's still not really going to help us very much, but I don't have to do it. All right, so just go ahead for questions with these two when you got them.
Well, you guys both hit 3-pointers early, and you're probably thinking, okay, we got a good start for once. What was the dynamic there in the first quarter when they came back on you there early?
Yeah, we started hitting shots, and I think we gave up a lot of open lanes for them, which made them think that the basket was big, and I think that kind of led to their lead and stuff, and then we weren't converting on the offensive end, so just that little hiccup kind of slowed us down a little bit.
Deja, you probably didn't have the kind of shooting game that you would have wanted. What were they doing defensively against you?
I think they're bigger, but I think personally it was just they kind of sped me up off the ball screens with their hard head, and they really wanted the ball out of my hands, and they were doing whatever they could to do it. And I think that, especially in the first half, I didn't make the right reads off of it, but thought I made better reads off them in the second half. But obviously it just came out down to overall collective team effort.
On the other end, what made their guards so effective offensively tonight?
They were hitting shots, and we had a lot of defensive lapses that we couldn't really come back up from. We dug ourselves a pretty deep hole early on, and they were hitting everything. We let them make the basket look big. So.
But you guys were down more than that in one of the Portland games. At halftime, what was the discussion? Did you guys feel like you could make a run on them?
Yeah, we were kind of just saying, we hate to say it, but we've been in this position before, so we know that we can try to crawl back and work our way back into getting single digits and getting close. We knew it started on the defensive end. That was pretty much our talk, but yeah.
How unique was this environment for you guys? There's probably a couple thousand people in there. Assembly Hall is pretty historic of an arena. I guess how special and how different was this place to play in?
Yeah, there was, a lot of fans. Try to get you riled up. But it was just about, staying connected on that floor. Nobody else can really say much, but just for us to just stay in the lines with each other and not even get distracted from the crowd, because we're gonna have those crowds at Louisville or NC State. So I think this was a good test. It was a test for us, and yeah, props to them. So.
What about defensive end for both of you? What did you think some of the issues that you guys had defensively, unable to stop them?
Yeah, they were getting each other shots, but also closing out to the shooters or digging when we needed to on the post and stuff. I think those kind of, like I said, it was like a hiccup for us, and we could be better defensively. And we'll only continue to learn from this, obviously. So that's all I have.
When you look at Holmes on the other side, what makes her so tough to play against?
And I wasn't down there, but she's physical. She's a great finisher, has great counters around the rim. She's a senior, so she kind of knows the game. Yeah, they have a great post presence within her.
Have either of you guys ever been in a game when an opponent was shooting that well from 3-point range?
No, this is my first one actually. So.
What does that do to you mentally when they're just hitting one after the other?
One stop at a time, but obviously, they shot the ball really well, so,
We had some lapses early to where we let them get wide open threes, so then down the line within the game, even when our hands were in their faces, the basket felt huge for them, so couldn't really come back from that.
All right.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
I think so.